If Bigfoot has been around for centuries, like Native American folklore suggests, then you'd think there would be some historic photos of the creature, even from as far back as the 1800s. Well, guess what we found? It's the 1890s in Western Canada. The Canadian Pacific Railway has recently become operational. Forestry and mining operations are booming, and the wild frontier is finally being tamed. Portable cameras have exploded onto the market, and it is believed one of them was used to snap this uncanny photo. This dated, grainy, black and white image appears to show what some interpret to be a dead Sasquatch lying face down in the snow.
The picture is very old. It was taken in 1894 in British Columbia, in a very unexplored part of Canada at the time. If this is a Sasquatch in the photograph, it would by far be the oldest picture of a Sasquatch in existence.
Reports of Sasquatch-like creatures or wild men stretch back centuries, possibly millennia. Barrickman recalls an early 18th century sighting also reported from Western Canada.
In 1811, an early explorer named David Thompson ran across very large footprints in the ground that he could distinguish from that of a bear. This guy literally lived in the woods. He would know a bear print. He turned to his indigenous guides who were with him, and they say, let's follow this thing. And they said, no, man, we're not following that.
The indigenous tribes of Western Canada were no strangers to these strange beasts and named them Saskets. That's believed to be the origin of the word Sasquatch. Early sightings of these northern Bigfoots were surprisingly plentiful.
This photograph was taken along the Yellowcrum River, which flows into the Bridge River, which flows into the Fraser River. And the Fraser River is the source of one of the older Sasquatch reports on record in the area. Employees of the Hudson's Bay Company encountered a group of Sasquatches up on a cliff that were throwing rocks down upon them in 1864.
In fact, it was this company that many believe was responsible for this photo. A strange text scrawled on its back indicates the date, location, and company name, along with a message.
Some of that information on the back says that this picture was stolen from the Hudson's Bay Company, and it was one of a series. The Hudson's Bay Company is Canada's oldest fur trading company, founded all the way back in 1670. They literally owned 40% of what is now present-day Canada. And they were essentially the de facto government in this particular area.
Many wonder why this photo was stolen, and if the Hudson's Bay Company may have been keeping more photos of this creature under lock and key.
There might be more photographs out there of whatever this thing is. Is this the first known photograph of a Sasquatch, and maybe even the first known Bigfoot cover-up?
Recently released files revealed there's been at least one FBI investigation into the possible existence of Bigfoot. These files were kept under wraps since the 1970s. So if our own government has been keeping evidence like this locked away, is it really so unbelievable that the Hudson's Bay Company has been doing the same for Canada? Let's see what our experts think. First, photography expert Andrew McCarthy tries to determine if this is really an authentic photograph or some kind of hoax.
It's a little bit on the high contrast side, so a lot of details are actually lost, which isn't unusual for a photo of this time. There's no artifact suggesting anything was airbrushed in. This photo seems to be completely authentic.
Many people online have suggested that this could just be a shaggy dog of some kind, but biologist Floyd Hayes says the limb proportions rule it out as any potential canid. But we should note, Hayes thinks this creature looks small compared to Bigfoot's size and other reported sightings.
I'm not impressed with the size of this animal compared to the snowshoes. And to me, the arms don't look like they're particularly long. They don't seem to extend very far below the waist. I'm not seeing anything about the body size and shape that would distinguish it from being a human. Although it could be a young specimen of a Bigfoot.
The supposed involvement of the Hudson's Bay Company, which may have secreted away other photos, has many believing this could be part of some kind of Bigfoot cover-up. But Hayes is skeptical.
The business of the Hudson's Bay Company was to go out and collect furs and make a profit. So it seems strange that a company wasn't motivated to collect the fur and preserve it, especially if it was an unknown creature to science.
However, that still doesn't explain why the company would keep photos of this curiosity under lock and key, unless there was something truly unique about this specimen, something they weren't ready to share with the rest of the world.
Apparently some other photos were taken, and perhaps those other photos may reveal the answers to the mystery.
Our verdict? We're calling this one a potential Bigfoot. There is certainly a lot that's suspicious about this photo, and while there may be some issues with the creature's size, we know the photo is real, and our experts haven't ruled out the possibility that it could be a younger, smaller Sasquatch. But until the rest of those mystery photos surface, we may never know for sure.